Hello everyone, my name is Renato Filizola and today I'm gonna show you guys how to install Red Hat Enterprise Linux using Oracle Virtualbox. For the installation, I'm gonna use an ISO file that I downloaded from the Red Hat website. The first thing that we have to do is to prepare the environment. And what does that mean? That means that we have to create the virtual machine first. To do that, go to the machine option, select new. You're gonna be asked to name. I will name it at Red Hat 8 server. The machine folder will be my home directory. Type, I'll keep it Linux, and version, it can be Red Hat 64-bit. Go next. Here you have now to choose the amount of memory that your machine will use. For the default option, VirtualBox gives you 1 GB, but I will use 2 GB. It's okay for this server. Go next. And now for the hard disk, I will keep the default option, which is create a virtual hard disk now. So click on create. The hard disk file type will keep the same, VirtualBox disk image, which is VDI. Go next. And keep dynamically allocated. Next. This is the file, this is the location that the virtual machine will be stored. I'm gonna change the size from 8 GB to 12 GB. And go create. Now, as you can see, the Red Hat 8 server has been created, and now we have to set up the boot file. Right click on it and go to settings. Go to the network option. Here in the network option, I will change from NAT to bridge adapter. That means that your server will be in the same network as your devices at home. Plug it to your router or accessing the router. After that, go to storage, select the DVD, and on the right side select the DVD again to choose the ISO file. I'll choose the same one, the first one, which is my Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 8.5, and hit OK. I'm gonna start the process. I'm gonna start the machine. And now I have to select install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.5. Okay. Yeah, now it's gonna load the ISO file and it'll check the hardware, the memory, and some devices. Let's just wait a little bit more. Almost there. There we go. So this is the first screen, which says welcome to Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.5. what language would you like to use during the installation process. So I'll keep the default, which is English. Click continue. And now you have to change some options here for the installation. The first option is for the keyboard. I'll select it. If your keyboard is in English, you can leave it as default. I will change mine, so I'll remove this English and I will add Portuguese, Brazil. I'm gonna add it. Okay, Portuguese Brazil is fine. Click done. The next step is installation the destination. Let's click on that. And here we have to select the disk that I'm going to install to. So that's the 12 gigabytes disk we created in the deploying process. I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna select this disk and go done. I will keep language support as English as the default. Installation source media. You can keep the default auto detect installation media. Select done. KDump I'll keep the same. Time and date, I'm gonna change it. This is the time from my computer, 7:46. As I live in Canada, I will change from New York to Toronto. I'll select Toronto. Click done. And software selection, I'll select this. The default option for the installation is server with GUI, which is graphical user interface. But we are not going to use this. We're going to use the minimal installation. The minimal installation means that the server will be a text mode server with no graphical interface. So select minimal install and click done. Next, select network and host name. Here we have to enable the network interface. So let's enable the network interface. It says it's connecting. It's gonna check the DHCP server. It's gonna try to get an IP address. Okay, there we go. The IP address that the server got, it was 192.168.0.158/24, which is a Class C IP address. We can change the host name here. I will change to Red Hat. I'm gonna apply and hit done. And the final step is we need to create a password for the root account. As you can see, the root account is disabled, so I'm gonna click on that and I'm gonna create a password for my root user. Gonna hit done, and then you can begin the installation. So click on begin installation. So now the installation is in progress and it's creating the file system, and it will install the packages. So the minimal installation, it has 387 packages. which is not a lot because it's a minimal installation. Yeah, so as you can see here, 387 packages for the minimal installation. I will pause the video and I'll come back as soon as it's installed. Okay, so the installation has been completed and I'm gonna reboot the system. So click on reboot system. It's gonna reboot the system. Okay, you can choose the first option. And now it's gonna boot. It will check the hardware and will check the services, and there we go. So let me log in with the root account and the password I set up. Okay, we are logged. The name that I chose for the host name, Red Hat, I can also check the name using cat/etc/hostname. So the host name is Red Hat. I can also check the IP address. And the IP address is 192.168.0.158. I can also try to ping my router just to see if it's working. Okay, it can ping the router, so it's working fine. Everything is working fine, and now we have a Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 server installed. I hope you liked this video. Please give us a thumb, give us a comment, and subscribe to my channel to receive the new video updates. Thank you so much for your time, and take care, guys.